Deep in the pristine silence of Uttarakhand Himalayas, at a place called Shunya Shikhar Ashram, something extraordinary was born, not through grand proclamations or elaborate ceremonies, but in the humble solitude of a simple hut. Here, amidst the eternal peaks that have witnessed countless seekers over millennia, emerged a scripture that would illuminate the path of spiritual awakening for generations to come. This is the story of Swarved, a divine revelation that transcends the boundaries of modern religious sects and touches the very essence of ancient Brahmavidya. Imagine, if you will, the profound silence of those mountain heights, where every breath carries the wisdom of ages and every moment pulses with the rhythm of cosmic consciousness. It was in this sacred space that the timeless knowledge found its voice through written word. What makes Swarved truly remarkable is not just its origin, but its very foundation. Unlike contemporary spiritual texts that often draw from single sources or limited perspectives, Swarved emerges from four distinct streams of knowledge, each flowing like a sacred river into the ocean of ultimate truth. The first stream carries the original seed knowledge of Sadguru Sadafaldev, pure and untainted by human interpretation. The second brings together the combined wisdom of two conscious principles, creating a harmony that resonates with the deepest truths of existence. The third stream flows with discriminative knowledge, what the ancient texts call Vivek Gyan, that precious ability to distinguish between the real and the illusory, the eternal and the temporary. And finally, the fourth stream carries revealed knowledge, Shruti Gyan, those divine insights that come not through intellectual pursuit but through direct spiritual experience. When these four streams converge, they create something magnificent, a complete repository of all knowledge that a seeker might ever need. But Swarved is not merely an academic exercise or philosophical treatise. It stands as the true scripture of Sanatan, that eternal way of life that has guided humanity since immemorial. This is ancient Brahmavidya in its purest form, untouched by the divisions and interpretations that often fragment spiritual understanding in our modern world. It speaks directly to the heart of spirituality itself, offering both the outer science of the elements and the inner secrets of spiritual practice. Think about this for a moment. How often do we encounter teachings that bridge the gap between the material and the spiritual, between the seen and the unseen? Swarved accomplishes this remarkable feat by addressing both dimensions of existence with equal depth and clarity. It recognizes that true spiritual growth requires understanding not just the mystical aspects of life, but also the very fabric of reality in which we live and breathe. The structure of Swarved itself reflects this comprehensive approach. Organized into 5 distinct mandals, each containing 10 or more chapters, it unfolds like a carefully orchestrated symphony of wisdom. The choice to present this profound knowledge in the form of couplets or dohas is particularly beautiful. These simple yet profound verses make the deepest truths accessible to sincere seekers regardless of their educational background or intellectual capacity. 3,730 couplets, each one a gem of wisdom, polished by divine inspiration and practical insight. This is not random spiritual poetry, but a systematic presentation of truth that addresses every question a genuine seeker might have. The beauty lies in how these verses work together, creating a complete tapestry of understanding that leaves no stone unturned in the quest for spiritual realization. What sets Swarved apart from many other spiritual texts is its relationship with what it calls Adhyaved. Every question that arises in the spiritual journey, every doubt that clouds the seeker's mind, every confusion that blocks the path to enlightenment finds its answer within these pages. Not vague mystical responses that leave more questions than answers, but clear, systematic, and truthful guidance that illuminates the way forward.
The purpose of Swarved is crystal clear and profoundly transformative. It exists to guide sincere seekers toward Brahma realization, that ultimate recognition of one's true nature. It points the way to liberation while living, what the ancient texts call Jivan Mukti, where one experiences freedom even while inhabiting a physical body. And beyond even this, it opens the door to supreme bliss, that state of consciousness where joy becomes not just an emotion, but the very fabric of existence. But who are the rightful aspirants for such profound knowledge? Swarved itself provides the answer. It calls to those who are devoted, not in blind faith, but in sincere commitment to truth. It speaks to the virtuous, those who have cultivated purity of heart and clarity of intention. And it welcomes the curious, those whose genuine desire to understand drives them beyond superficial spiritual entertainment toward real transformation. This is not knowledge for the casual observer or the spiritually curious who seek quick fixes and easy answers. Swarved demands something more, something deeper. It requires what every authentic spiritual path has always required: a genuine hunger for truth that goes beyond intellectual satisfaction to touch the very core of one's being. The relationship between subject and counter-subject, cause and reflection that Swarved explores reveals the intricate dance of existence itself. Nothing exists in isolation. Every truth has its corresponding reality, every cause its inevitable effect, every question its perfect answer. This understanding transforms the spiritual journey from a random search into a systematic exploration of the deepest mysteries of life. As we stand at the threshold of understanding what Swarved represents, we find ourselves face to face with something rare in our modern world. Here is a scripture that emerged not from academic study or theological debate, but from direct spiritual experience in one of the most sacred spaces on earth. It carries within its verses the silence of those Himalayan peaks, the purity of that mountain air, and the profound peace that comes only from complete surrender to truth. Swarved describes itself as the illuminating conscious light that removes our inner worries. In a world filled with anxiety, uncertainty, and spiritual confusion, this promise resonates with particular power. It offers to be the indestructible divine radiance of the temple of our heart, that sacred space within each of us where truth and peace naturally reside. For true seekers, Swarved presents itself as an immortal stream of nectar, not the temporary satisfaction that comes from intellectual understanding, but the eternal nourishment that feeds the soul and sustains the spirit through every challenge and transformation that the spiritual path inevitably brings.
This then is Swarved, born in silence, nurtured in solitude, and offered to the world as a beacon of hope for all who genuinely seek the highest truth. It stands ready to guide, to illuminate, and to transform, waiting patiently for those who are ready to receive its profound gifts.